Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Makakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. That be like unto the speckled bird. I say shalom to your Akim out there. And this is a quick sit-down lesson on November 1st, 2022 at 9:53 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Tuesday night, Salakia. I had to rephrase that. And this is a news article from MSN.com, published by Gilia Corabano, if I pronounced that right, from Newsweek, and it reads, Serbia sends troops to Kosovo border as NATO could face another conflict. A video showing Serbian troops reportedly being deployed to the Kosovo border have emerged online as tensions grown between the two countries over new restriction imposed on the Serbian population or Kosovo's government. Footage circulating by local media in Serbia on Tuesday shows that several armed vehicles reportedly traveled towards the border with Kosovo. Local media, and this is from Twitter of 301 Military, local media reported that the Serbian AF has been put on high alert due to the situation in Kosovo and Mahorjaya, if I pronounced that right, where restrictive measures are expected to be imposed on the Serbian population. Units of the Serbian AF are being deployed together to the border of Kosovo. And this is a video of that.
Is that you, Kella?
That was a little 12-second clip. I believe those was tanks heading to the border of Kosovo, of Serbian troops, I believe. And it says the never resolved sovereignty dispute between Serbia and Kosovo escalated this summer with cars, plates, and ID cards. Right, I remember I did a video lesson on this from RT.com, has reported it on this situation over the summer. It says, as the catalyst for the current crisis, the Kosovo government is trying to enact legislation that will mirror policies already in place for Kosovans in Serbia, including the requirement that people in majority ethnic Serb areas in that country swipe that Serbian issued car plates for Kosovo issued ones, and that does enter the country with a Serbian ID and complete a form to a use a temporary Kosovan ID card. These policies, which fundamentally aims to treat ethnic Serbs in Kosovo exactly like ethnic Kosovars are treated in Serbia, has outraged Serbs and living in a Kosovo and angered Serbian government, which does not recognize the Kosovo independence. It says, among protests from the ethnic Serbs in the country, including roadblocks and clashes with authorities of Kosovo's government, decided to postpone the implementation of the new law on card places originally planned for August 1st by a month, accusing Serbia of actively trying to destabilize the country by sending protesters to its border. On October 29th, Kosovo once again agrees to delay a rule of confiscate cars owned by ethnic Serbs who refuse to comply with the new legislation on car plates in order to avoid aggravating ethnic tensions. It says the flare-up of tensions between the two countries has alarmed the European Union, which for years tried to play a diplomatic role between Kosovo and Serbia to maintain peace, and NATO, which in August said it was prepared to intervene to avoid another war in Europe. Despite its support of Kosovo and wanting to apply new legislations, the EU has reportedly suggested that Kosovo should allow for a long transition period. In the Nibla Nasralli, a spokesperson for Foreign Affairs and Security at the European Commission, said Saturday both their concerns that these postponements would put an end to the tensions between the two countries. Diplomatic interventions along with a top-level dialogue meeting on August the 18th led to a temporary relief in forms of extending deadlines and promises to continue discussions. Yet the parties willing to risk danger confrontation on the ground at best set to process back. At worst, it may lead to much more serious consequences if not unattended. Caroline Zadia, special reputations of the Security Secretary for Kosovo and head of the United States Interim Administration Missions of Kosovo, the UNMIK, said on October 18th in New York City during an update on the tensions between the two countries. The deployment of Serbian troops at the border of Kosovo has potentially to escalate tensions with further to the point of having its serious consequences. And it says, mentioned by Zidane, after fighting a bloody war with Serbia in the 1990s, Kosovo declared independence in 2008, but Serbia said that such a declaration was illegal. To this day, Serbia doesn't recognize the sovereignty of Kosovo and joined by Russia and China among others. Because of this particular recognized status, Kosovo isn't part of the United Nations or NATO, but since June of 1999, NATO has kept a mission on the 3,770 troops provided on the ground in Kosovo to maintain peace between the countries and Serbia and stabilizing the region, called KFOR.
What's for dinner? Chimera. Freshly prepared with clean ingredients. It's not just a night off from cooking. It's a delicious night on for everyone at the table. Chimera. Only $1 delivery fee.
This is the book of Luke chapter 21 verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and upon the stars. In the stars, Salakia, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, and the seas and waves warring. Luke 21 and 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things first must come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Mark 13 and 7. Mark 13 and 7. But when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, but be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end is not be yet. Mark 13 and 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. Right, because we're seeing the increase of the nations rising up against one another, as I've been, previously mentioning constantly over and over again, and it's been increasing. I know I sound like a broken record player when I bring these similar scriptures out, but you've been seeing the continuing increase of the rumors of wars and nations rising up against nations, and that's what we're seeing. Because you're gonna have nations having these long rivals for a very long time, close to like since the early 1990s, the early 2000s. I mean, etc. You name it. So the nation's been having its tensions for quite some while. Now it's starting to increase more and more and more. That's why you're seeing a rapid and extremely rapid increase of the nations rising up against one another in the latter days, and that's what we're seeing. And it's gonna increase more and more and more now, slowly than ever, as I mentioned previously before. Not stated again, nations, commotions of wars, proxy wars, economic wars between the nations and different kingdoms is going to increase more and more and more. So with that, this was just a quick sit-down lesson that I wanted to bring out for In the News on November 1st, 2022 at 10:04 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Tuesday night. And I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, pushing his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered little four corners of the globe, pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and abal babal.